we're back. So I want to ask you about um, passed down cycles because I remember you telling me that my dad also went through like a stage of depression where he wouldn't get out the bed or something. Like I remember you kind of telling me something about that. Like, do you see signs in me that you saw in him?
Um, Kind of, sort of, yes.
Mm-hmm.
He had some issues with his brother passing away,
Right.
and I did experience that with him.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point in time, I think I had been I think my mom had been going maybe at least about 5-6 years, maybe 10 years. No, I would say about 5-6 years. And everybody handles, the passing of a loved one differently.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to experience that with her father and seeing him going through what the emotions that he was going through, kind of sort of was a little like I was taken aback because I'm like, okay, you're a man. You're supposed to be able to stand up and deal with what you're supposed to deal
And
with.
see, there's that
And that's the
thinking.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously he couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't deal with it, and he didn't deal with it like he was as a person who's grieving for a lost loved one should deal with, you know. And a lot of times we think that we're supposed to be strong, we're supposed to go, and I'm supposed to stand up and be able to lead everybody on. No, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. You really can't. And so with him dealing the way he dealt with it, I was kind of like, okay, I don't know what to do for him. So
Right.
that was that. But going forward now, dealing with Tyra, not even dealing with, but helping her go through what she needs to go through. We're going through it together. That's all I can say. And then even with Bryant, my son, my oldest son, not being here,
Mm-hmm.
I can't help him go through,
Yeah.
what he needs to go through, in the loss of his brother, because this one here is really, it's a lot, We had the loss of her father, Raheem's father, last year, 2017, and then the loss of Raheem in 2018. It's a lot, it's a lot, and this right here, it's a lot. So.
And okay, so now that you like told me that it was his depression came on because he lost, well, not depression, his grieving, because I confuse depression with grieving. Um, it's kind of parallel.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, but I mean, I feel like I was always this way
Mm-hmm.
since I can remember being 14. The only reason why I say 14 is because it's documented. I've done poems and journal entries when I was 14 about being sad and wanting to take my life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's honestly weird that it's just so parallel to my father's experience.
Mm-hmm.
But I think.
But at that point in time, when you were 14,
Yeah.
what was going on in your life that you felt as though that you did not want to be there? Because I remember that day coming in the room and seeing what was going on.
Yeah, I think that was when I was 18, what you're talking about, but
Yeah.
14, I think I felt rejection a lot, being like around school and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then dealing with another family and feeling like you're not accepted in that other family.
Okay.
So it was kind of like I just shouldn't be here because I'm not wanted, and I have to because you're sitting here. A lot of the times it would be because I don't have a role model in the household because you was always working.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that plays a role too in black families. The parents are always working because they're not paid enough and they're living in poor communities, so the parent is always away and not really connecting with their children, and things can come in the household that you're not aware of because you're not home.
Right.
And it's like I can't make you feel bad that you weren't home because you were providing a roof over my head. You know what I mean? So all of that comes into play. How does that make you feel me saying that?
It makes me realize that is true. You know, that does happen. You know, because we have to provide for our children, and we have to make sure that they're okay. You know, and it's like, what do you do? What do you do? You know, and it's like, it's a real messed up feel. It's reality, because it's like, damn. I was so busy trying to put a roof over their heads, to make sure they had food in their mouths, to make sure that they were okay. But did I not do what I was supposed to do as far as protecting them? Protecting them and being there for them, you know. And then I know a lot of stuff changed when other things came into play.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't even go into that. I let her talk about that. And it's like, what do you do? Like, what do you do? Like, what do you do? What do you do? And
we don't have answers for that, because in the Black community, there's not like a book or a guideline or an example to say, okay, this is what you do when you're in this situation. But I'm pretty sure other races do have that. There probably, classrooms and teachings that show them how to handle situations, but we just put a smile on the pain and we have to keep it moving.
Then again, I don't know. It might not be, but don't.
It seems like, because I don't like to compare, but I have to compare because they handle their grieving a lot different than ours. They, like the other races, they really do. And even though they have more, how can I say this without being offensive? But they have, their children shoot up schools and stuff. We don't do that, but we shoot up schools. But we shoot up each other. So it's kind of like they can take their pain out on the world, but we take our pain out on ourselves. Like, that's kind of symbolic to the struggle in America. But I had something else to ask you. But I feel like it's kind of enough on you. But I just want to say this to myself and the camera. Feeling like I wasn't protected growing up, and from my father, I wasn't protected, or he wasn't there for me in his time of need. In his last dying days, I fought for him so hard, and it's kind of like
he didn't fight for you.
Yeah. So
I know it. Yeah, and that's a struggle that I can't do. It's nothing I can do.
Yeah, you tried to protect me, because I remember you saying, don't get all the way in, because it's not fair for you to be 100% in this when it wasn't there for you.
And it wasn't like I was trying to talk bad about him, but it was just the fact that, where was he?
Yeah.
When you needed him at your most vulnerable time,
which was the previous year, which was crazy. Like the last 3 years has been insane for my family. Like, it really has. But I don't know.
Like we're like, and I was even hurt when I called him. I was like, look, you need to be here for her.
Yeah.
And the only thing he could say, well, my feet and something. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. And we had no idea what was going on with him, because there was no communication.
No communication.
But when there was communication, I wrote for my family, and I made sure that my family was protected.
Right.
Even though I felt like it was just washed all down the drain. I feel like, that's why I wanted to take on the role of the leader, because I can see the bigger picture. I can see this family over here is not connected with this family, and I can bring them I can be the median to bring everybody together. But then when I saw what happened with my brother, and see people just disperse and not come together, this is the first time I've ever seen a family not come together after an unexpected death over a youth. It just really shocks me.
That's crazy.
So it made me go back into my shell and realize like the black community, the black family is just really damaged. And I don't know what we need to do to get it together. But I think the first step is communicating with each other over the pain, because we can talk about the good times all day long, but
all
the pain
day long
and the hurt is the most important thing that we just smooth over with a family dinner, or you know what I'm saying, something that's like
right,
something you can just skate over.
That's true.
So how was this? Was this okay for you? Did you?
This was fine. This was fine.
I had to bring you into my little camera world because it opened up my eyes. You know, hearing your reaction to how my selfishness and depression can affect someone else.
Selfishness.
Yeah, in my depression, because being depressed sometimes is selfish. Like, you don't want to interact with other people, even though they want to interact with you. They want to help you.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
You know, because I've seen those commercials for the antidepressants, and the mom is like distance, looking off in space, and the little kids are like, "Mommy, come play with us," and she's like, "Yeah, not right now." Okay. And it's like, that's pretty selfish of you. But I know where she's at, though. I know what she's going through.
You know how she's feeling. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is good. That's why I said to you, keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. Keep telling your truth, you know. And if it meant me coming to sit next to you, I have no problem with that, you know. And because this is your truth. This is my truth, and hey, everybody can see it.
Yeah. But this is more just to journal something, because I want to be able to look back on this stuff for whenever that moment is, when I'm over everything, when I'm out of the darkness and the dark place. I can look back and be like, yeah, this was something.
I remember that.
Yeah. Not with the smaller people, but like, I'm not going back there. Because I feel like when I had lost the weight, it got back on so fast because I wasn't like conscious of me saying, okay, this is healthy me. I didn't see the difference. It was okay. I lost this weight, but I'm still eating the same stuff. I'm still not being productive. So it was like, it's good to have a documentation of what it is right now. So when I get over, I can look back and say, okay, I'm not going back there. I know the signs now because I can see. Okay. So thank you, Mom. I love you.
I love you.
I know this was probably hard.
Yeah. With your wet hair.
Sorry, yeah. It's trying. All right.